We don't know what we don't know. Alessandrina here with Dexter and Alessandrina to talk to you about the realm of the subconscious. So oftentimes we'll talk to people and they'll say, well, I already know that, or, I know that there's, a block somewhere. I don't know exactly what it is. I have ideas about what it might be, and, I just don't know. And at the same time, there's another part that says it knows. So the intellect, the analytical mind can say, well, I do know and I understand. And if you really knew, then there's no obstacle, there's nothing in your life that would remain. Meaning that if you understood any blockages that you have, any subconscious influence that you have, if you truly understood it comprehensively, then you'd be able to resolve it. So that's why Dexter and I say we don't know what we don't know. Right? So there's subconscious dynamics, there's subconscious influences that we're not always aware of that do have an effect on our lives, on us, on how we feel, on how we experience reality. And uncovering that is really important. And in that process, it's very important to be humble. And what I mean by that is to be open to not knowing what you don't know, and to be okay with that, to realize that that is the nature of the subconscious, and that even when you meditate, you can still be unaware of things within your own subconscious mind. Again, if you were not, then you would be enlightened. You would know everything there is to know. So being patient with that process, being self-aware, being willing to be vulnerable and humble, and to explore what you do not know, so that it can then come to the surface and you can realize it, you can see it. And to also know that things work in layers. So you don't know the different layers. You might be aware of one layer that is creating a blockage, and you may not know that underneath this layer there's maybe 10 other layers of influence that are actually associated with one blockage, for instance, and that are affecting you also in whatever way they are affecting you. So I'm being very generic here, because of course everything specific that you could talk about in terms of blockages, that's going to have to do with your own blockage and how it manifests for you. So I'm being generic so that you can see how this process works. It works the same for all blockages, all blocks. So anything that you're essentially intending and wanting in your life and that's not manifesting, there's a block there. There's something subconscious. And you don't know what you don't know. You don't know, how many lifetimes, if you believe in past lifetimes, may be influencing that process. How your childhood conditioning that you cannot be aware of, you can be aware of some of it, and the rest of it, because we're in hypnosis when we're young, we don't really know how we were conditioned. We can see how our parents are, later on in life, and then reflect on that and intellectually say, oh, well, that's why I'm like that. And essentially, that's not enough, because understanding in that way, in that superficial way, is not resolving the emotions, the energy, the underlying dynamics in our system that continue to influence us and essentially motivate our decision-making process from moment to moment. So in that process of not knowing what you don't know, it can be really useful to have a guide. And having a guide means someone, for instance, like Dexter or myself, or someone else, someone you resonate with, someone that you trust, someone that you feel can be a sounding board for you, someone that you feel has the capacity to understand how the subconscious mind works, how the subconscious realm works, and that can basically be your guide, help you see what you don't see. And seeing what you don't see, for someone who's skilled in looking at the subconscious and how the subconscious bubbles up to the surface, it's kind of like the symptoms. Just like when you go and see a doctor, if you see a doctor, whether it's a Western doctor or another kind of doctor, from the symptoms, they can kind of like trace what's happening back to the root. So in the same way, someone who's skilled in understanding the subconscious mind, from the symptoms in your life, they can kind of like get a feel for what's going on underneath the surface. And then if they're good at reading energy, at listening to you, at feeling what you're feeling and assessing through your words, through the things that you're experiencing, through what you're sharing, through your body talk, the way that your body, even if it's not a visual, connection, your body is expressing itself in every interaction. And so if the person has the capacity to assess that and to evaluate that, then they can help you get to the root of what you previously, prior to right now, did not know, so that then you can understand how to clear it. Einstein said, you can't find the solution to anything when you're in the energy of the problem, right? I'm paraphrasing. So in the same way, if you don't know what you don't know, how can you find the solution? If you're looking at the problem, resonating with the energy of the problem, and not really knowing what the energy of the solution is, and what other energies are influencing the energy of the solution, meaning your understanding as of now is polluted. It's infiltrated by other energies, subconscious energies, then it's going to have an effect on the solution, and therefore you may not experience the wholeness, the oneness, the experience of abundance or of health, or whatever it is that you want to experience. You might not be experiencing it. So if you're looking for someone to help you understand and map your subconscious mind and resolve the subconscious influences that are not facilitative of your life process, of you feeling in peace, joy, happiness, love, fulfillment, and experiencing the things that you want to experience in your life, then Dexter or myself are very happy to guide you. We offer a 10-minute consultation for free, where we essentially help you kind of understand how we can help with the type of work that we do, and what kind of methodology could be applied to what you're essentially experiencing, and how we can help you find the solution and the resolution to your problems. I hope this is helpful. Sending you lots of love.